What's up, YouTube gamers? Young Soul dropping another video, and we just got new information that Remedy, the makers of Alan Wake and Quantum Break, are now making a new IP, story-based action-adventure type of single-player new IP. And interestingly enough, it'll be with a brand new partner, not with longtime publisher Microsoft. And I want to take you right here to the Polygon website right here. And of course the link will be in the description as always. As you can see, they're basically talking about, if you go to the site, they're basically talking about what they're doing now that they're done with Quantum Break. And as you can see right here in the picture, in the screenshot I got, it says the first game, they actually have two games coming. The first game is in active development, and if you look down 2 paragraphs later, it says the other game, also a AAA, is in the concept stage. So obviously the one in active development is the one that's going to be coming first, and the one in concept stage is obviously the second one, the one that will be coming later. Getting back to the first one, it says the first game is in active development with a brand new partner, not long-time publisher Microsoft. And I'm going to butcher that name, so I'm not going to try it. One of the developers at Remedy said it's a new IP, AAA game, but declined to say much more than that. So here's the thing. This new Remedy game is more than likely going to be a multi-plat, because I don't see Sony trying to get exclusive rights, because they have Naughty Dog to make all their story-based, single-player type games, action adventures. So they don't really have to go all exclusive and try to spend money on that. They'd be better off just spending money at Naughty Dog, bolster their, development team if they wanted to rush more game. Not rush, but if they wanted to get more games out, they just hire more people at Naughty Dog. This is probably, when they say brand new partner, this is more than likely a third party publisher. You know what I mean? Somebody, like a Deep Silver or whoever. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But my point is, it's from it's probably going to be a third party publisher, which means it's going to be multiplat. Now I've talked about this in other videos, and now I'm able to point to something specific, because I was talking in theory, before. But now here's what I mean when I say Sony is doing the right thing when they actually not only own most of their exclusives, they own the IP, but a lot of their exclusives they also develop in-house, whether it be Naughty Dog, Sucker Punch, Guerrilla Games, Sony San Diego, Sony Santa Monica, I said Sucker Punch, but Media Molecule, etc., etc., etc. And the reason why that's so important is not that you just own the IP, but that you own the development studio that makes the IP. And here's the reason why. Let's say, for instance, Horizon Zero Dawn does great, okay? Great critical success, and great commercial success, right? Sony will be more likely to tell them, drop what you're doing and let's make a Horizon 2. Let's go get this, strike while the iron's hot, let's go get another sequel. And if you are someone like me who looks at, Horizon Zero Dawn and thinks they're going to like it, and let's just say, for instance, I end up liking it, or the people who do like it, they're going to want more to play. They're going to want more of this game to play, right? As soon as possible, not rushed, but, let's get on it and let's get started on the next one, right? Here's where Microsoft's problem comes in, because most of their exclusives, Rise, Son of Rome, Titanfall is already going to be multiplayer, but Rise, Son of Rome, Dead Rising, Sunset Overdrive, Quantum Break, some of them they own the IP, some of them they don't. Like Quantum Break is owned by them, but Rise, Son of Rome, and Sunset Overdrive isn't. But even Quantum Break, which they own the IP for, Microsoft owns the IP for Quantum Break, and like Scalebound, they own the IP for Scalebound too, but it's going through Platinum, so the same scenario could arise. And what I mean by that is, if you don't own the development studio as well, guess what can happen? After your game comes out, your exclusive, the development team might go somewhere else and make some other game, which means you're going to be waiting that much longer for the sequel to the game that you like. Which, don't get me wrong, good things come to those who wait, etc., etc. But at the same time, I'm sure the Quantum Break people who love Quantum Break or love Alan Wake, I'm sure they would rather than Remedy be working on, sequels to those games. Well, apparently you're going to have to wait even longer because they're busy making this other game that appears to be a multi-plat. Because if it's not Microsoft who's making this deal, then it's either a third party, Sony, Nintendo, or PC. Now, like I said, I probably rule out Sony. Nintendo, that's really not their style either to go, big, spend big on a big AAA story-based game. That's not really their thing, but it's not out of the question. It's just doubtful. And PC usually doesn't go for story-based single-player games. Half-Life they did, but that was through Valve. But they don't really go like, within the last decade or so, they don't really go that way. So I don't think it's going to be Microsoft. Since it's not Microsoft, and it's probably not Sony, it's probably not Nintendo, it's probably not PC. It's probably a third-party publisher making a multi-plat of this. And so that's kind of what my point is. My point is, you see what I'm saying? The best way to do it, the way to get the sequels coming more often for games that you like, is the owner of the IP, the Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo, have full ownership of the IP and own the studio that makes it. That way they can tell them, hey, stop what you're doing, let's go make this sequel, because we love how it sold and the fans ate it up, so let's go make this next one. Apparently that's not going to happen this time. So anyway, let me know what you think on several of these things. My theory about how games are better, or at least if you like the game, you're more likely to get a sequel to it. If all of it is owned under one umbrella, you can tell me what your thoughts on that, and tell me what your thoughts on who might be, the publisher of this game. You know what I mean? It's speculation. Nobody's gonna, know, but it's nice to speculate a little bit. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll holla back. Peace.